Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Gridiron Show. This is our quarterfinals preview. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis, being joined by Dan Albano to my left and Steve Fryer to my right. You guys know all of us, right? So let's go to our game of the week, guys. This is a big one. 9-2 Mater Dei at 6-5 Mission Viejo. Their last meeting, Mater Dei beat Mission Viejo 49-24 last year in the semis, where Bob Johnson famously said this.
The best money can buy.
Bob Johnson's not on the team this year, but hey, what did these two teams do last week? Dan, Mater Dei beat Valencia 44-6. Mission Viejo beat Bishop Amat 24-7. Both convincing victories. Will this game be close, and who you got?
Well, I got Mater Dei. I think it can be closer than probably some people think. I think a lot of OC fans will probably just think that the Monarchs are going to roll the Diablos, being from the big bad Trinity League. But don't forget that Mater Dei's beat a couple. Mission Viejo's beaten a couple Trinity League teams. They can run the ball. They have a really good offense. Their defense showed again last week against Amat that they're a really good unit. They have a lot of guys in the secondary that will give Bryce Young some fits.
Steve, Mater Dei, they had 5 turnovers last week, and they still won.
Yeah.
Can they do that and beat a talented team like the Diablos?
They can be their own worst enemy, fellas. Not with all the penalties that they've had. I know they've cut them in half. They've cut them down kind of recently, but the turnovers last week. But I think that Dan's assessment's really good, folks. I think that Mater Dei should win this game. But Mission Viejo, they've got talent. They also got that us against them, David versus Goliath thing that'll work for them. And Coach Chad Johnson's gonna press that pretty hard for them. And Mission Viejo just on their own. They're really talented. They got a lot of good dudes all over the place. Mater Dei's also got some injuries too. But I'm with you. Mater Dei should win this football game.
You mentioned Chad Johnson. We got to go to the next game. Here's his previous team in St. John Bosco, undefeated, #1 ranked, 11-0. The Braves are at San Clemente, 7-4 in the Visor Bowl. Everybody,
What's that mean?
both head coaches wear visors.
If I was covering that game, I'd wear one of mine.
No, you probably wouldn't. Wait, actually, you do have one. And it's very nice.
4 or 5 of them.
Oh, there you go, Lane Kiffin Jones. All right, last meeting, San Clemente. They beat Bosco 42-24 in 2011.
I was at that game.
Where are you?
I was there.
Okay.
At St. John
I just figured it was useless information. But hey, let's get to the game, guys. Dan, Bosco beat Serra 49-0 last week. San Clemente beat Murrieta Valley 49-26. This will be another Triton home game, and you were impressed with the environment last week at Thalassa, Dan.
The Abyss.
Yeah.
Did you say the Lasso?
Thalassa.
Thalassa.
That's how you pronounce the stadium. Me, Thalassa, and I go back.
I'm not feeling.
I dated her back in high school. Keep going.
But the Abyss was outstanding. A student section. They were a lot of energy. San Clemente brought a lot of energy on the football field. Brendan Costello was back, and his receiving core is coming along pretty nicely. Donaldson, RJ ran the ball really well. You cannot overlook how scrappy San Clemente is. They're the South Coast League champs. Coach Ortiz is a front runner for County Coach of the Year. But this is just a whole nother level. And they were dancing a little bit after, with the final seconds of the game. It's going to be a whole different story. It's good that the Tritons got their play in. I know they got their fun in, and that will probably be on televised to the team by Coach Ortiz. But it's going to be a different story against Bosco this week.
I have a feeling that we're being televised to all the players right now. Hey, guys. Hey, RJ, you're wearing a red shirt in the front row, right? I see you. It's amazing how technology works, Steve. All right, Steve. Hey, who you got in this one?
Well, you got to go with Bosco on this. They're so good. When I saw them play Mater Dei, they played a fairly flawless gosh darn game. And I just see them able to win this game. But good for San Clemente. And, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, too. And I'm not just talking about the student section because they didn't get in our top 25. Kind of a big deal. Danny felt the wrath when he was over there. But you know what? I think, again, it's a David versus Goliath thing, and they're going to do the, us against the world. Nobody believes we can do this thing. And they're going to be fired up. They play really well down there in San Clemente. And but I don't, it's all about matchups, and St. John Bosco wins matchups all over that football field.
It's a long drive for Bosco, so whatever that's worth.
No, bus driver's taking care of that.
It's all good, yeah. Hey, 11-0 Oaks Christian. We're going to wrap up Division I very quickly, guys. At 9-2 JSerra. JSerra beat Long Beach Poly. They smashed them 42-9. Chris Street all over the field, and their defense forced 5 fumbles. Meanwhile, Oaks Christian, guys, they beat Sherman 22-7. Dan, your quick pick.
You know, my quick pick is I'm going to go with JSerra.
Okay.
Because they're home. I think that was big that they're playing this game at home. Chris Street continues to run the ball well. JSerra is not going to be spooked by some of the high recruits that the Lions have. Okay. And they got some top ones, including, you know, maybe the top defensive end. They got a running back going to Michigan. But I think, you know, JSerra played a great schedule, and they played Bosco tough. They're flat against Notre. So I think JSerra can get the upset and get to the semis and get another shot at Bosco.
You know I said quickly, right, Dan? I love you, Dad. All right, Steve. Yeah, your quick thoughts before we hit up D2 road.
I think, again, I think this is the best JSerra team that they've had over there, even though just about 3 or 4 years ago, they beat Notre, went 10-2. But I think this JSerra team's a little bit better, and I'm with you, Danny. I think they get the W.
Okay, let's go to Division 2, guys. We'll talk about one game, which is Los Alamitos 9-1 at 8-3. Notre Dame of Sherman Oaks. The Griffins last week, guys, they were down 5 offensive starters. They used 3 different quarterbacks and somehow beat Westlake 19-14. Big ups to Los Al. Meanwhile, Notre Dame beat La Habra. They broke the Highlanders' hearts 41-34, forcing 3 La Habra turnovers. Dan, you got the scoop on Los Al.
Well, I think they won. One of the big reasons they won this game was their defense, which is, you know, especially their secondary. They have probably one of the best secondaries, probably a top 3 secondaries in Orange County. If maybe you start with Mater Dei and then you go Mission Viejo, then you probably go Los Al as your 3rd best secondary in the county. Maybe somebody would argue the way, you know, JSerra's played as of late as well. But, you know, they entered this game, fellas, with, you know, 8 total pick sixes on the year. And they got Bladino, Burke, Newman. These guys are racking up the interceptions. Between that trio right there, 12 interceptions and 6 that have been returned for touchdowns. So that's, you know, if Los Al can take care of the ball, I think they can get the win.
They won't intercept this microphone. It's all mine, baby. Steve, you want to try to take it away?
I will do my best,
Okay.
but I like Los Al in this game. I think defensively they've played really well. Notre Dame, you know, put up 41 points on La Habra, but I think in the very beginning of last week I had Los Al getting to the semis. I'm not changing that. I think they'll get there.
All right, those are our thoughts for Division 1 and Division 2. And, hey, we'll see you at the games this week. These guys will be at the big ones. And when you see them, say hi, shake their hands, get an autograph, take a selfie.
And buy Dan a soda.
Buy Dan a soda. Diet, right, Dan?
That would be great.
That would be great. That's all we got.
Don't complain if it's free, man. We'll take it.
Yeah, that is very, very true. All right, see you at the games, everybody. Bye.
Adios.